So today's video, I'm going to show you a lot of the common weeds you're probably going to see in your lawn during the springtime, or at least these are the ones that I'm seeing in my lawn. And I want to talk to you a little bit about each one of them and how to control them. Some are easier to control than others. Today's video is sponsored by Yardbook. I run a lawn care service and I've been doing so for a long time. I've been using Yardbook to manage my business since 2015. If you need a software to manage your lawn care service, then go to yardbook.com and sign up for a free account. So today I'm out spraying yards. You can see my setup, and I'm in Alabama, and so we've got dormant grass right now, but spring's fastly approaching at the time of this video, and you can see what a dormant Bermuda grass lawn looks like. It's just straight brown. It's not dead. It is dormant. And if I move over here to this empty lot that's had nothing done to it, you can see a lot of the weeds. And I think one thing that's fairly fascinating is with all the weeds that are in this lawn, or this empty lot, how you can definitely keep them out of a lawn and basically draw a line and say you're not allowed to enter past this line. Now they do sneak in occasionally, and we're going to talk about that. They germinate in the fall, and they may reach maturity during the springtime, so this is when they're easier to see. But a lot of these, if we had sprayed a pre-emergent back in September, October time frame, then I could have got ahead of these weeds and hopefully not had near as many in the lawn. But once you have them, there are ways to deal with them with a post-emergent. Now, as we're approaching spring, I want to spray another round of pre-emergent herbicide on the lawn to get ahead of our warm season grass. Think of weeds like crabgrass. So I want to get that down before those germinate. And at the same time, I can mix in a post-emergent to help finish off any cool season weeds that are in the lawn. So today, we're primarily looking at the cool season weeds. Let's talk about them, which ones are easy to kill, which ones are difficult, and help you understand a strategy. Now, I don't know the names of all the weeds, but let's show you some of the ones that are here. This weed right here is called cudweed, and it just sort of grows low the ground. It's thick, and I know it is slow to die. So after introducing you to some of the weeds, we'll talk about which ones should be easy to kill, and then we'll go over some of the more difficult. Another very, very common weed that you're going to see a lot of times in the springtime or even late winter is this weed right here. It's called henbit. You can see it's already got a purple flower on it. It can be confused sometimes with purple dead nettle. I'll see if I can find that maybe to be able to show you the difference side by side. Notice this little light green weed here. This is called chickweed. Very common weed I see all the time this time of year, especially in an untreated yard. You can see that. Hasn't been sprayed. There's some discoloration, maybe from very cold weather we've had lately. But that is called chickweed. A lot of these weeds are looking pretty sad from the cold weather, I believe. You can see here a dandelion. Hopefully that one's pretty easy to recognize. You can see the leaf shape there. Again, that discoloration, most likely from cold weather, not from any kind of herbicide. Got some carpet grass growing here. It's mixed in, kind of looks like centipede grass, but I feel pretty confident that's actually carpet grass. Prettier dandelion flower there. And then this one, it seems to be all in this empty lot here, and you've got a big clump of wild garlic. There's wild garlic and wild onions are two that are common. Typically, the garlic, as I can see here, I'm not sure if you see on the video, but it has a hollow stem. Usually grows in clumps with a lot more together. Where an onion, if you were to break it off, it would have a solid stem. Usually not nearly as many grow together in a clump. And it's a little difficult to see, but all this damaged brown grass here, this is actually Dallas grass. It's been knocked back from the cold weather, but I have no doubt it'll come back looking all terrible this summer. So that's what it can look like from a lot of frost damage. And this little guy right here, you can see the way this leaf looks. This is called field madder. That's field, F-I-E-L-D, madder, M-A-D-D-E-R. I believe the little lily pad guy right here is called dichondra. I think so. D-I-C-H-O-N-D-R-A, dichondra. So when I'm mixing that in there, I'm going to use like a three-way herbicide. The one I'm using right now is called Triplet, and it's just going to be a great broadleaf product. So these things like the henbit, the dandelions, any of the broadleaf weeds, maybe not all of them, but it's going to take care of a lot of those weeds. So those are the ones that are fairly easy to kill. I'm spraying that pre-emergent, and I'm putting in a product like Triplet, and hopefully that's going to eliminate most of the broadleaf weeds. Now, that should knock out weeds like henbit with a purple flower, maybe the cudweed, though it may be slow to die. With the cold weather, probably going to get slower results. A few weeds that I've showed you that's not going to help with very much is going to be weeds like the wild garlic. Now, you can use a product like metsulfuron if you've got a lot of these and mix that in the tank at such a low rate, 1/4 ounce per acre or 1/3 of an ounce per acre, can really help with the wild garlic. It may not give you a lot of visible results right away, but hopefully the next year a lot more of it will not come back. I like to do that in the fall when I first start seeing it, and again, year to year, it should greatly reduce the population. Now that's hard to mix up in a small container because it's such a low rate, 1/4 ounce per acre or 1/3 of an ounce per acre. But you could use a product like Blindside, which has metsulfuron in it, if you just want to spot treat a few patches of wild garlic or wild onion. Weeds like this Dallas grass, what you can do on a dormant Bermuda lawn after it's had some warm days and the Dallas grass has recovered from the frost damage and has a lot more green to it, if you want to do it before the Bermuda grass turns green, is you can actually spray it with glyphosate. I like to put 2 ounces per gallon of water and spot treat it. But another product that I use a lot is Tribute Total. That's for Bermuda and zoysia lawns. And if I take the Tribute Total and Dismiss, which is the active ingredient sulfitrazone, mix those together and spray Dallas grass any time of the year, then that seems to be a very effective solution. May take multiple applications, but very good at controlling Dallas grass. Fall and spring are your best times to control that. But again, you can use glyphosate during when it's dormant on a Bermuda lawn only. And the field matter here is a tough one. The triplet that I mentioned earlier probably will not control it. Same thing with the dichondra. I would love a recommendation on dichondra. I find it very challenging to get rid of. But on a weed like the field matter, I use a product called Change Up, or that Blindside I mentioned. Can be a good product, but the triplet's probably not going to control it. Carpet grass, you want to get rid of it. Celsius is the product that we use to control carpet grass. There's a very good example of a patch of Poa annua, P-O-A-N-N-U-A. We're going to use on a Bermuda or zoysia grass, a Gate, or another product called Revolver as a post-emergent. Again, a lot of these cool season weeds, you want to try to get ahead of them with a fall pre-emergent. Look at that little purple clover looking thing. That's an example of Oxalis, O-X-A-L-I-S. That's another one that the triplet is not going to control most likely, but the Change Up or Blindside could be a good option on that. Change Up's going to be cheaper per application than the Blindside. A lot of times in the spring you'll see this weed. It's a wild geranium or maybe Carolina geranium, not exactly sure, but you can see what it looks like, broadleaf. Again, just any broadleaf herbicide like the triplet should do great on knocking it out. We don't necessarily need a specialty product for that. Another fairly common broadleaf weeds, this one, hairy bittercress. Not too difficult to control, but just want to help you identify because it is one I see a lot in late in the winter into the spring. It might be a little better example of hairy bittercress there and there. You can see what that looks like. A lot of other weeds in the lawn. I wanted to show you some of the ones that are common this time of year. And I know it can be a little bit frustrating for a homeowner to say, Jason, I don't have all those products on hand. Well, you don't have to overcomplicate it. You can hire a service, or you can just simplify. You don't have to have all the products. You can just have a strategy, and I try to help people do that. I'm actually coming out with a course very, very soon, hopefully, to teach people how to take care of specifically Bermuda and zoysia lawns without overcomplicating and making you have to go buy all these different products. As people want to watch the videos because they just want to learn what does the professional do and how do they approach lawn care in a situation like that. I know there's people that watch the videos for different reasons, whether it's to take care of your own lawns or it's kind of a hobby, or maybe you're wanting to get in weed control and fertilization as a business like I do. If you want to do that and you're living in the South with warm season grasses, you might consider the Weed Control and Fertilization Academy. You can check that out over at lawncarelife.com. And while you're there, click on the conference link and you can look at the 2025 Lawn Care Life Conference. Really excited. We got a lot of sponsors this year. Got a lot of people signed up. Got great prizes, including the Exmark commercial 30 mower. We've got Milwaukee Tools giving away prizes, and we've got a great lineup of speakers. I'm really excited about Brandon Gray. He's a guy that goes around the country speaking on financial numbers and business strategy, and he's coming. Got Andy Mulder, who runs a very successful debt-free business, landscaping business up in the Midwest. Got Paul Jameson, Naylor, Taliaferro, Johnny Crooks, Blades of Grass. Johnny's coming. Don Pajak. We should have a good time and upgrading the food from this year. So if you've been, we'd love to have you back. If you hadn't been, come check it out. This will be the 5th Lawn Care Life Conference. Again, go to lawncarelife.com and then click on the conference link. You can read all about it, February 21st and 22nd. If you want to come, you need help getting there, get in touch with me. Let me see if I can help you out. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you guys in the next video.